Hello, welcome back to another episode of Bastions and Basilisks. My name is Calvin.
I am Brandon.
All right, so I've discussed before in multiple other videos, we are doing The Witch, which is it's in an independent book, which I will link in its description, by Eva Brown. I backed it on Kickstarter. It's a lot of fun. It's very similar to Wizard, but I think almost better than Wizard in certain aspects. So we'll get into it. It's really fun. They get D6 hit points and hit die. No armor proficiencies. Daggers, sickles, darts, slings, quarterstaffs, and short bow, which is cool. No tool proficiencies. Intelligence and wisdom, so it's very, very similar to Wizards. Choose 2 from Arcana, History, Insight, Medicine, Nature, Religion, or Survival. They also have a spell book. At first level, you have a spell book containing 4 first-level witch spells of your choice. Your spellbook is the repository of the witch spells you know. The spells that you add to your witch's spellbook as you gain levels reflect the hidden knowledge and personal research you conduct on your own, as well as finding meaning and understanding of the nature of the multiverse through debate and conversation with your otherworldly companion. You might find other spells during your adventures. You could discover a spell recorded on a scroll written on the bones of those long dead, or in another spellcaster's spellbook that your otherworldly companion helped you acquire. Adding new spells. When you find a witch spell at first level or higher, you can add it to your spellbook. If it is a level of which you prepare, or can prepare, and if you can spare the time to decipher, it's very much like Wizard. It's 2 gold, or 2 hours, 50 gold pieces. Replacing your spellbook. If you replace... it's very similar to Wizards. Curio. A curio is a magical trinket made by a witch. The object can be anything as mundane as a vial of dirt or as extravagant as a diamond ring. Curios can even be consumed as potions or food items, activating upon consumption. The curio is destroyed if consumed. As a general rule, a curio cannot be made from an object that is already magical in nature or anything that is a weapon or armor.
Oh, that makes sense.
If you take 10 minutes and an arcane focus it takes 10 minutes and arcane focus to create a curio from any tiny mundane object. When you make one, choose a curio manifestation that is associated with the curio at level 1. We'll get into curios later. At first level, you start with only being able to make basic curios. When you take a long or short rest, you can recharge a number of your curios equal to your intelligence modifier. If a curio has a passive effect, it does not need to be recharged. There's so much reading on this. Get the book. I'm not going to read it all.
That's fair.
Preparing and casting spells. They prepare and cast spells differently because they cast them using their curios. And you take the spells and put them onto your curios. Save DC, they are also intelligence based, so it's 8 plus proficiency bonus plus intelligence modifier. Spell attack, proficiency modifier plus your intelligence modifier. Improved ritual casting. You can cast any witch spell as a ritual regardless of the spell that has a ritual tag. Regardless if that spell has a ritual tag, as long as you have the spell in your spellbook. If the spell has a ritual tag, cast the spell using normal ritual casting rules. If the spell does not have a ritual tag, the spell takes 1 hour to cast per spell level. Additionally, for each spell above first level, you need an additional creature helping you with the ritual. A creature must have an intelligence of at least 8 and be friendly to assist in casting the spell. While assisting the creature can take no other actions, you do not need to have a spell prepared in a curio to cast it as a ritual. So you can cast any of your spells as rituals, but you need additional people. So it's like a whole coven.
I was thinking of like people just holding hands in a circle just to cast an alarm spell.
Well, that's a ritual spell.
Well, yeah, but
you
that happened to be the first one.
You can cast invisibility.
Imagine casting Cure Wounds in a circle of people just to choose one person.
Yeah. Otherworldly companion. When you take your first level as a witch, you are approached by an otherworldly entity. This entity is drawn to you and seeks to join you. Each entity has a different way of making itself known to you, and each supports you in whatever task you seek to complete. Okay, I'm going to make this bigger because this is really hard to read. Companion of the Beast. Through your otherworldly companion. Through your otherworldly companion may have come to you. Okay, that's a writing error. In the shape of a mundane animal. It turned out to be anything but. You learn the Find Familiar spell and can cast it as a ritual. The spell doesn't need to be recorded in your spellbook for you to cast it, and you can cast it once per long rest without material components or placing the spell in a curio. Additionally, your familiar has an intelligence of 10 instead of its normal intelligence score. Your familiars can also understand and speak any language that you know. So it's an improved companion, essentially.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Companionship of the elements. Whether through the flicker of flame, the sound of the brook, or a rattle of stone, you first heard the voice of your companion through the elements. As an entity of the natural world, it empowers you when you're in its natural domain. Choose one type of terrain: Arctic, coast, desert, forest, grassland, mountain, swamp, or the Underdark. While in your chosen terrain, you gain the following benefits. You can't become lost except by magical means. It's actually very much like Rangers, essentially. Rangers with their favorite.
Oh, wow.
Companionship of the flesh. Being in abstract forms, intricate lines, or wondrous images, you feel the very essence and thoughts of your companion. As your skin fills with your companion's essence, it becomes resistant to damage. As long as you are not wearing armor, you gain a +1 bonus to your AC. Additionally, you can choose to use your own skin as a spellbook and as curios. The price for inscribing spells remains the same, but they are tattooed onto your skin. Additionally, you can place a curio onto your skin as a tattoo. It functions as a normal curio, but cannot be given to another creature. As a bonus action, you can hide the tattoos. So you can't lose your spellbook.
Yeah,
unless you're disintegrated.
Here's the funny thing. I actually saw a TikTok about wizards who could, like, people were thinking of wizards, instead of just having a spellbook, just tattooing it on themselves. So it was about 2 days ago I saw this. So that's actually pretty interesting thinking of that.
Companionship of the spirit. You are frequently visited by an ethereal being that only you can see. This might be in the form of an ancestor spirit, an angel, a demon, or a wisp from another reality. But it came to you and you alone. Bringing secrets from beyond the veil, a companion to expand your magical knowledge. You can choose a cantrip from any spell list and cast it without a curio. Upon taking a long rest, you can choose a different cantrip to use in this way. Witch's Script. Witch's Script is very much like druidic, or it's pretty much druidic.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
With the help of the otherworldly companion, you learn to see, read, and write in Witch's Script. To those untrained, the script is invisible, only showing itself when perceived by detect magic. Any curio that you or another witch has made appears to be covered in Witch's Script. Sacred Secrets is your subclass, which there's some really good ones. God, I forgot how many abilities they got. God, this is going to take forever. So much reading for me. I'm glad it's me. At second level, you start with an Arcane Wonder, Sudden Manifestation, and occasionally an additional Arcane Wonder determined by your Sacred Secret. The Arcane Wonder is very much like Cleric's Turn Undead and Channel Divinity. I'm not trying to, Eva, if you're watching this, I'm not trying to bastardize what you did. I'm trying to not spend an hour reading all of this great text in what's supposed to be a shorter video. Sudden Manifestation. As a bonus action, you cast a single spell from your spell book that is equal to or less than 1/3 of your witch level, minimum first level spell, without using a curio. The spell must have a casting time of 1 action or 1 bonus action. Coven Casting. When you cast a spell using curio, allies with an intelligence score of 8 or higher and that are within 30 feet of you can use their reaction to amplify the spell. If a number of allies equal to the spell's spell level use their reaction to assist, the spell is considered to have been cast using a spell slot of 1 higher.
Wow.
Yep.
That's impressive.
Yeah. It's really cool. So you're like, screw it, sure. Cast a 3rd level spell. Boop, boop, boop. At 5th level, you can create a number of curios with uncommon manifestations equal to your intelligence modifier. You can use curios with active uncommon manifestations once per long rest. These curios still count against your total number of available curios on the class table. I think there's one per. You can max 15 curios. So it's very much like invocation, sort of. Arcane Sense. Upon reaching 7th level, your very senses have changed from being close to your otherworldly companion, and you can now sense magic. This might be through smell for some, or by sound, taste, or a mere prickling in the air for others, but you gain the extraordinary ability to perceive magic. As an action, you can open your awareness to actively perceive such forces. Until the end of your next turn, you sense the presence of magic within 30 feet of you, and you can see a faint aura around any creature or object in the area that bears magic. This ability can penetrate most barriers, but is blocked by 1 foot of stone, 1 inch of common metal, or a thin sheet of lead, or 3 feet of wood or dirt. So you can have detect magic, just cuss. Empowered manifestations. You get empowered manifestations at 11th level. That's the next step for curios. Supernatural insight. When you reach 13th level, you've developed the ability to see into a person's true nature. Whenever you make an insight check, you can treat a d20 roll of 9 or lower as a 10. Mythic manifestations. That's the final step for curios. Planar domain. Upon reaching 20th level, your otherworldly companion creates a private world for you. You gain the ability to create a portal to this world by constructing a doorway. You specify what this doorway looks like. The door is large enough to allow medium creatures to pass through unhindered. When open, the door leads to a demi-plane that appears to be a floating island with a radius of 100 feet, which means 200 foot in diameter, for those who aren't great at math. The ground and sky take any appearance that you wish, and you can change them at will while on the demi-plane. After 1 minute, the door disappears, and any creature or object inside the demi-plane remain trapped there, as the door also disappears from the other side. When you use this ability again, it connects to the same demi-plane. You can use this ability once per long rest.
That's pretty impressive.
So you can go in there.
I actually really like that. Now I kind of want to play Witch just for that. If the
door closes while you are on the demi-plane, you must either use this ability again or use some other form of magic to travel to a different plane. When you use this ability on the demi-plane, you either appear in a random safe location on the plane that you had originally left from, or you can choose the location if it is a place you have been very often on the previous plane, or a place you have carefully studied on that plane. So you can theoretically go in there, take a little long nap, and then the door will close, and then teleport. Like, it's almost like a free teleport.
Yeah.
Additionally, the bond between you and your companion has grown to such a degree that you're now considered an otherworldly being, the type which depends on your companion. Choose either aberration, fiend, celestial, elemental, or fae. You are now considered a creature of that type.
You know what would be cool? One player plays as a witch, and then in a later campaign, another person plays as a witch, and the otherworldly patron, whatever you want to call it, was that former witch. So it's connecting the two. I thought that'd be pretty cool.
Right, that'd be pretty cool. That would be a good generational game. But
I'm really interested in that.
Yeah, witches are super cool. It's a lot of reading. I could have read it all, but I was just kind of trying to get there's a lot. And then there's the curios. Curio. I'll just pick a couple curios. We'll start. Curio of the Arcane is an active, basic. The basic level, you can place a single spell from your spellbook inside the curio. The spell must be either 1st or 2nd level. Uncommon is 3rd, 4th, or 5th. Empowered is 6th, 7th, or 8th. And Mythic is 9th level. Curio of Air is passive. Basic, you can hold your breath twice as long. Uncommon, all of the effects of basic version. And the distance you jump is doubled. Empowered, all of the effects of basic and uncommon. And you have resistance to thunder and lightning damage. Mythic, all of the effects of basic, uncommon, and empowered versions of this curio. And you gain a fly speed equal to your movement. So it's very, very good to choose. You can have one or two, have an active one. It's very much have active abilities, but also have passive abilities, because the passive abilities get kind of ridiculous.
They don't get consumed.
Right, because Curio of cantrips. It's passive. Basic is 2 cantrips. Uncommon is 4 cantrips. Empowered is 6 cantrips. Mythic is 8 cantrips. So if you want to just cantrip it up all day, you could just mythic cantrip. You're like, woo!
It'll help.
Yep. I'm trying to remember. Curio of mirrors. Basic is you create 1 duplicate. Uncommon is you create 3 duplicates. Empowered is 5 duplicates. Mythic is 7 duplicates. So it's very much like mirror image, but
Oh wow.
up to 7 duplicates.
Jesus.
Yeah. Perception is really good. Like there's a lot of good ones that you're like, I'm just gonna focus on kind of passive, a couple of passive ones. I'm not gonna go into the sacred secrets, but I think I've mentioned the spells before, and one of my GMs didn't let me take one of the spells in here. And this adds new spells for all spellcasting classes.
Oh.
So it's worth it. Like it is an independent book, so it's not. You can't be like, but it's in the witch book. So.
Yeah.
But hold on. Bone Spear. Have you played Diablo 2?
No. I've only played Diablo 3 for a few minutes, and I'm not like a big fan of like that. Like, I enjoy Diablo, but it's like not now that I'm older, it's like I've grown too, how do I put it? Bored of things that are repetitious like that.
That's fair. Okay, so Bone Spear, 3rd level necromancy spell. Warlocks, witches, and wizards can learn it. Casting time, 1 action. Range, touch. Component, verbal, somatic, and material. Material is a corpse of a medium or larger creature. Duration, instantaneous. As you cast this spell and touch a corpse of a medium or large creature, a spear made from its bones shoots out towards the target creature within 60 feet. Make a range, 60. Make a ranged spell attack. On a hit, the target takes 3d12 piercing damage, and the target is thrown 10 feet back. If the thrown creature hits a solid surface, it is restrained until the end of their next turn. If the thrown creature hits another creature, that creature also takes the piercing damage, and both creatures are restrained until the end of their next turn.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Hold on, what's the one that I love? Corpse Trap. That's a good one. There's one specific one that I want. Something of Prison of Flesh or something like that. I'm trying not to fly by it.
No, trust me, I feel you.
Oh, Liberation from Flesh. A dope ass name for anything. Alright. 5th level necromancy spell. Cleric, Warlock, Witch, Wizard. Casting time, 1 action. Range, touch. Verbal, somatic, material. Bone wrapped in leather is the material. Duration, concentration up to 1 minute. You animate and command the skeleton of a living humanoid to attempt to violently tear free from its body. When you cast a spell, the target must make a Constitution saving throw. On a failure, the target takes 2d12 necrotic damage. On a success, the spell ends. At the start of each of the target's turns, they make a Constitution saving throw. On a failure, they take 5d6 slashing damage, half as much on a successful save. A humanoid killed by the spell rises at the start of their next turn as a skeleton that is permanently under your command, following your verbal orders to the best of their ability. So I kill you with your own skeleton, and then I make your skeleton my slave.
That's so fucked.
Yeah. Like, there's a lot of good spells in here. I haven't even gone through them all. Those are my 2 favorite, because I'm a necromancer at heart. But that is Witch. Like I said, it's very much, it kind of has, it dabbles in, I mean, it still feels, it feels like a witch, like, you know, the witches that you would think of from you know, myth or whatever. it does definitely has that feel.
Yeah, definitely the vibe.
And that's not even going into there's also this book also adds because there's the sacred secrets 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 14 sacred secrets, which are 14 archetypes.
Hmm.
um, and she also has druid archetype, I think that's a fighter archetype, a necromancer or wizard, rogue, ranger, I think, or maybe that's a paladin. I don't know. She has other archetypes for the other classes in here, like circle of vermin form. Here, I'll just druid circle. Occultist is fighter archetype. Forsaker is paladin. Silencer is rogue, and hematomancer is wizard, where you use blood. Blood wizard. Blood wizard.
Hemo
More backgrounds. There's 1, 2, 3 backgrounds. More feats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 feats. Equipment, one of which is pretty nifty. I think there's a traveling arcane laboratory. Portable writing desk. Personal library. It's just like, it's nifty. Like, there's a lot. This is a good book to. Like I said, I'm gonna put Eva. I'm gonna put her information down in the description. And I'm gonna make sure. I'm definitely gonna make sure I tag her when this video comes out. But it is well worth it. I want to talk about these archetypes, but somebody's on.
Yeah, we can definitely do a more in-depth one when we go through archetypes
and everything. Video for archetypes.
Do a couple archetypes, finish video. Do another couple archetypes, finish the video.
Right. We'll figure that out. But
yeah,
that's which is which. Hello, I'm Fanny. I'm a witch. I do witch things. That's my witch voice. Everybody hates my witch voice. Yeah, that's witch. I'm Kalvin.
I'm Brandon.
Bye.
See ya.
Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and comment. And now you get to listen to the outro song. And that's the outro song. Yeah.